Is this a coincidence or is it coordinated? Now, that is the title of a congressional hearing around digital assets in America. That's the title of their actual hearing. Is it a coincidence or coordinated that everything is collapsing down around us, as I've been saying, as there's an SEC versus Ripple case, and the SEC is stifling innovation here in America and pushing it overseas? It's so interesting. The things we talked about 2 years ago when they said we had a tinfoil hat on is happening right now. I told people that banks will be custodying your crypto by 2025 and that the financial institutions will be operating on distributed ledger technology. And I've been telling you, they're going to tell you cryptocurrency is a fraud and blockchain is here to stay. You have to listen to their don't listen to their words, watch their actions, follow the money flow. So what's happening right now, there's a huge political bias with this. I'm not left, I'm not right. God is my president and CEO. Hear what I'm talking about. The first thing Biden did is he went right into the Paris Agreement when he came back. Gary Gensler, who's the head of the SEC, has huge political ties, and he has a large portfolio at some of these biggest companies in the world. ESG is one of their biggest goals right now, connected to the World Economic Forum, environmental social governance. So let's get back to the point. I'm going to show you a short clip here in just a moment from that congressional hearing. So this SEC versus Ripple case, I'm going to keep bringing it up, is one of the most critical cases and why they've stalled it for 24 months, because there's money and politics go hand in hand. They have dragged this out because of their own personal interest. And the congressional hearing is about, is this coincidence or coordinated? It's coordinated. So what's going to happen? Based on this Ripple versus SEC case, it's going to change the whole landscape. And America is hanging on by a thread. So every single one of you should be paying attention to this case, because you're going to pay for your attention. So I'm going to show you this clip from the congressional hearing from Tom Emmer. So they're having congressional hearings about, is this a coincidence or coordinated from what's happening in the crypto space? And if you want to join our Warrior Academy, 7 days for free in 2023, link in bio. Check out this video.
Thank you, Chairman Hill and Ranking Member Lynch, for holding this important hearing today. And thank you again to our witnesses for your testimony. Crypto technology is shifting economic power from centralized institutions back into the hands of the people. It's transformational, and it can be threatening to unelected bureaucrats and, quite frankly, some elected people here in Washington, D.C. This threat is most saliently observed through several recent administrative actions. On January 3rd, 2023, the Fed, FDIC, and the OCC issued a statement discouraging banks from holding crypto or servicing crypto clients on a, quote, safety and soundness basis. On February 7th, 2023, the Federal Reserve published a statement in the Federal Register seemingly turning this perspective into a final rule without following the public comment process outlined in the Administrative Procedure Act. In the midst of this, on January 27, 2023, the White House National Economic Council published, quote, the administration's roadmap to mitigate cryptocurrency's risks. This report summarizes President Biden's political plan to lawlessly abuse the administrative state to push American crypto firms and their United States customers into offshore, unregulated, opaque, and unsafe markets. These recent actions are an explicit display of what Congress and the American people already noticed. This administration is weaponizing the banking sector to debank legal crypto activity here in the U.S., using scare tactics to run an entire industry out of the country. And the collapse of FTX should warn us of the vulnerable position we are putting American consumers in when we don't compete to keep crypto firms on shore. Clearly, the administration's policies are motivated by a thirst for increased control over the American people, because here in Congress, crypto is not partisan. Republicans and Democrats have an 8-year history of working productively together on solutions to this space. Mr. Gould, no regulator has understood the importance of unlocking access to financial services for crypto.
You need to pay attention to what he just said. For 8 years, we've been working together for the crypto space, as they tell you crypto's a fraud.
Companies better than the OCC under Brian Brooks. Of course, you did great work on that team, so I'm going to ask you a series of questions that will, I hope, assist our committee's work. First, in your view, is the administration's regulatory posture towards digital assets encouraging or discouraging financial institutions from offering services to digital asset firms?
Discouraging.
In your view, is the administration's regulatory posture towards digital assets encouraging or discouraging financial institutions from innovating themselves and offering digital asset products and services to their clients?
Discouraging.
As it concerns innovation and consumers, what is the potential impact of the administration's negative, wide-ranging statements on safety and soundness with financial institutions engaging in digital asset activities?
One possible consequence is that it drives it into less visible areas of our economy where we can't monitor it, we can't manage the risks associated with it. Another possible outcome is that it increases the technology gap between the larger banks, which continue to invest and expand in technology versus the smaller banks, which frankly don't have the same resources and aren't able to pursue as aggressively investments in technology.
Now, a couple key factors. He said for 8 years, Democrats and Republicans have been working together to bring cryptocurrency in. They literally gave you the game plan. The last thing that gentleman just said, that the large banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, they already have their innovative technologies in place. It's the smaller banks that are at risk. As banks are getting ready to bail in, the big banks are ready to rock and roll with distributed ledger technology and on-demand liquidity. So we need to hold the line, don't trip, diamond hand, buy the dip. So I hope this information reaches you well. I know that people are worried about the markets, the volatility up and down. It's going to be very volatile over the next year. It's going to follow the same exact market cycle, guys. When the Bitcoin halving happens, it's going to be a couple months, and then all of a sudden we're going to see some parabolic moves. You want to make sure that you have an exit strategy. Get money out of the market, ladder out of the market. Because when everybody's coming in and getting excited about crypto, that's when you should be selling crypto. When everybody's fearful and getting out, that's when you should be buying crypto. I use what's called a dollar cost average strategy. Every single Friday, I buy certain cryptocurrencies currently right now. So I'll give you some of the hints. I got XRP, XLM, not financial advice, HBAR, Ethereum. I'm just giving you some of my top ones. QNT, VeChain, CRO, these things, and the ones that I'm dollar cost averaging into because I got my bags packed in the other right now is HBAR and Ethereum. Those are two that every single week I'm dollar cost averaging into. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. Not financial advice. Do not follow what I say. I'm just being open and honest with you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. If you are watching it this far in, guys, link in my bio. We get thousands of questions a day. I have every single resource. I do a YouTube video every single day to educate you. You have my Good Morning Crypto show. My crypto team does a show every day to educate you. I also have my Warrior Academy, and I do private coaching. I have 6 spots available for my April 3rd class coming up. One of my team members will call you on the phone and do a Zoom call to answer any questions you may have. If we don't have the right answers for you, we will find the answers for you. We love you guys. We appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Love you guys. Click my profile.